Hi guys and welcome to this week's QR Code series episode. So this week we have a very special team lined up for you and there's a little bit of a backstory behind it. So when I was approaching just getting ready to record the QR Code series for tonight, I got a little tweet from a good friend of mine, Yip, who is a Dutch VGC player, and he tweeted me this. So, Osiris, how about using my QR code team in my pinned tweet? If you can win with it, I see if you're worthy of my time. So, saw that and I thought I have to use it. So there's a little bit of a backstory to this, where I think Yuri, a few weeks ago played an MSS mid-season showdown and he faced Yip in the tournament, and Yuri was using the hard trick room team and Yip made a comment about how bad the team was, and then it kind of went on from there and we said kind of let's throw down in London, let's have a match just for fun and see about who comes out victorious. And off the back of that, I assume that this tweet from him is to kind of see if I can use his crazy team. So just to kind of recap Yip's team, as always guys, I will link it in the description below with all the QR code teams that I feature on the channel. So if you guys want to go away after the episode and have a go with this team, it looks like a lot of fun. Do go and do that. So just to recap, we've got Gigalith with the Rock Slide, Wide Guard, Earthquake, Protect. Interestingly enough, the eject button on the Gigalith. Stoutland in there, which is super interesting. Sand Rush ability to take advantage of that Sand Stream ability on the Gigalith. Doubling its speed in the sand with Helping Hand, Giga Impact after you, and Play Rough holding the Ferium Z, so we can Twinkle Tackle with the Stoutland, which is super interesting. Really obscure choice, but one I'm really looking forward to using. We've got Oranguru, which is a Trick Room setter of the team with Instruct Psychic, Trick Room after you. Holding the Citrus Berry, we've got a really offensive Nihilego with Sludge Bomb, Hidden Power, Presume Ice, Power Gem and Protect with the Life Orb. We've got Buzzwole, another Z item there with the more common Fightium Z with the Focus Punch, Poison Jab, Leech Life and Protect. And I'm assuming that the After You combination will work quite nicely with that Focus Punch, especially if the Sand's up and you've got Stoutland out next to it. And then we round off the team with Tapu Koko holding the Choice Specs, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Hidden Power, I have no idea, maybe Fire, could be Poison, could be Ground even, and Volt Switch. So let us pull the team up, because I've already got the QR code team up. I've been handed a challenge to see if I can win with this team. I don't suspect it's going to be easy because it's not something I think you can just instantly pick up and have a good run with, but we will try our best. And regardless, thank you so much, Yip, for kind of allowing us and offering us the chance to play the team. Yip's one of the nicest guys you'll meet in the VGC community, and if you've been to any large European events, I'm sure you've bumped into him or seen him there, and he is one of the, like I say, one of the nicest guys you can meet in an event, and kind of encapsulates what VGC and the community is all about. So hopefully we do him proud, yeah, and show him that we are worthy of his time. So hopefully we find an opponent. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. But yeah, just to kind of go over the team. I do like the different options you've got there with it. I haven't used Stoutland at all this season, but it's something that I've wanted to try. The Ferium Z is a very interesting choice on it. You know, being able to probably nuke things like Garchomp, other fairy or fighting weak Pokemon that would normally come out and face down against Stoutland and Gigalith. You're able to kind of remove them from the field pretty quickly. You've also got the After You there that kind of works in a similar way to how After You Lilligant Torkoal works. So you can After You the Gigalith to get quick Rock Slides or Earthquakes or anything like that off, as well as anything that you've got beside it. So, you know, you might have the Buzzwole beside it, like I said earlier. If you use that Focus Punch, you're going to be able to get that off before the focus gets broken and you maybe get attacked before you can get the move off. So lots of different combinations here. It's taking a little bit longer than I expected to find an opponent, and it looks like we are not going to be able to find one. So I'm going to have to pull up the QR code again, which is a bit frustrating, but this is fine. It just gives me a chance to tell you guys that we are going to have a stream tomorrow evening over on the Twitch channel. As always, on a Thursday evening we will be streaming at 8 PM UK time. We'll be playing VGC team this week that we've been featuring on the channel, which is that crazy Porygon 2, the conversion variant. And we might make some changes to it in the stream tomorrow, so we'll also have a chance to discuss the weekend's recent regional in Bremen, for you that did attend, and those of you that didn't, that want to catch up and know what happened over there and what teams he used and who won and who top cut and so on and so on and so on. So it'll be just a cool night, just hanging out with a lot of cool people and playing some Pokemon. So if you've never been over to the stream before, do hop over. The link will be in the description below, and also on the channel banner there is a little Twitch icon. Just click that and it'll take you straight across to the stream, so you can hop over at around 8 PM tomorrow evening and join us for a fun-packed evening full of Pokemon and chat, I guess. So it'll be a lot of fun. And finally, we have our first opponent of the day, France from Italy, which sounds crazy, on a 15-25 rating, running a team of Tapu Fini, Arcanine, Oranguru, Hariyama, Lurantis, and Gastrodon. So Lurantis, a Pokemon we very rarely see on the Battle Spot ladder, but something that I know is quite threatening if it gets itself set up under Trick Room. So how do we lead off against this team? We're probably going to see the Hariyama come out here, aren't we? Maybe the Oranguru. Let's think. I mean, we could lead a Stoutland Gigalith here. Thing is, the Gastrodon is going to be a bit of an issue for us to take down. We might need to utilize Buzzwole from everything that we've got to kind of deal with that. Let's think. Okay. I mean, Oranguru's not a bad lead here either, but it's setting the Trick Room up, you know, for us. But in one regard, we get Gigalith in the Trick Room. If Lurantis and Gastrodon come in, it's not really doing us too many favours. So let's go Gigalith, Stoutland. I think we probably do want Buzzwole, and we might. Who do we want in our last slot? Maybe Tapu Koko? Let's go for Tapu Koko. Just because of its fast defensive presence, and we've got the choice specs on it. With the Gigalith, if the Trick Room does go up on my opponent's side, then we do have a Pokemon we can use within the Trick Room setting. So it's not the end of the world, I guess. But it's going to be an awkward matchup, I think. But we'll see how we get on. So we'll lead off with our Gigalith, Stoutland. We'll get the sand up, and Stoutland will instantly be the fastest thing on the field. You're going to see my opponent lead off with Oranguru and Lurantis. So there's the sand stream. I wonder if a Giga Impact is going to be enough to kind of take down that Lurantis. I don't know if it will be though. Because one thing we could try and go for is a Rock Slide and the Giga Impact. I don't think the Twinkle Tackle, the player of Twinkle Tackle, is going to be enough to take down the Lurantis. We might be being a bit hasty with our selection here, but I really want to just get rid of that Lurantis if we can. So we'll go for that Giga Impact. We do hit. Oh, it's not quite enough to take it down. Okay. See a Leaf Storm. Gigalith should take this. But no. Not a critical hit. And it gets a special attack boost. Which kind of... Oh, well, it will go down to sand damages next turn. So it's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. Ha. Okay. That crit's super unfortunate, because I think in most situations we take that Leaf Storm there. Now what we're going to see come in, potentially Hariyama, I guess. Let's bring in Buzzwole. So if the Hariyama comes in, I mean, it matches up a lot better than it does against the Tapu Koko. So I think what we'll do here is Could leech life the Orangaroo. Yeah, let's leech life the Orangaroo. And we can't do anything with Stoutland except let it go down. Because obviously when for the Giga Impact it didn't quite do the job there. Hariyama does get the kill then. We're probably going to see Psyshock. Okay, that's better than a Psychic, I guess. And we should be able to recover most of that damage back with that Buzzwole. Pretty much all of it, which is crazy. Do we see a berry activate on this Orangaroo? No berry. Is it enough to take the Orangaroo? It just hangs on. Okay, so we're bringing Coco. I think that the play that we go for here is we go for the all-out pummeling into the Hariyama. And what do we lock Coco into? I don't expect Coco to kind of get through this turn. I expect maybe a poison jab to come out. From the Hariyama. Let's go for the all-out pummeling into the Hariyama. And probably better off going for a Thunderbolt as well into the Hariyama, rather than locking in with Dazzling Gleam. We see a Heavy Slam come out into the Coco. And we should take one more of these. We should. From that previous damage. Which we do, but it's put us right into Sandstorm range. We are going to get the all-out pummeling off though. This should take the Hariyama down after the defensive drop that it's just taken, and the Thunderbolt will pick up the KO onto the Orangaroo, but it's going to be Buzzwole left to face down against whatever my opponent has in the back, and hopefully it's not that Arcanine. So we do get a Beast Boost, which might help us out when we get the T-Bolt into the Orangaroo, but we are going to lose Coco in the process, just from this residual sand damage. So, it's going to be super interesting to see what my opponent has as their last Pokemon. Is it the Gastrodon, or is it the Arcanine? Ugh. The Arcanine. Okay. I don't think we can win this one. There's no point in going for a Focus Punch because we'll focus, we'll get hit, and then we'll not be able to utilize it. I think probably Poison Jab, maybe pick up a poison on it. But the Arcanine's slower than a Buzzwole anyway, so do take Flare Blitz, doing a heck of a chunk of damage. So if we can maybe stall out the Trick Room, we might be able to. Well, if we can get through this turn. Let's see, what are we looking like? Sand ends, Trick Room ends. So it all comes down to whether or not this Arcanine has extreme speed or not. So Arcanine protects. We protect. But it doesn't matter. Sandstorm subsides, Trick Room ends. So does this Arcanine have extreme speed? If it doesn't have extreme speed, we win. If it has extreme speed, then we lose. So let's see. Extreme speed. Ah, that's a bit unfortunate. Okay. But what Arcanine doesn't have extreme speed, right? Good game to my opponent, and very close there. We nearly got the win. We just need to win one. We just need to win one. And it was very close. But we kind of learned a few things about the team. So it was a little bit interesting there to kind of get moving. And maybe it was a bit, we got a bit unfortunate with that critical hit from the Lurantis onto the Gigalith turn 1. I presume it would have survived at least the initial Leaf Storm. But maybe kind of we overcompensated with going for the Giga Impact when we probably didn't need to there to try and get rid of the Lurantis, which kind of just threw away the Stoutland straight away. So let's go into our next game. Hopefully you find our next opponent and just improve on that. So it's always difficult as well, I think, picking up a brand new team, especially one so kind of geared around certain players against certain teams, especially when you're not the architect of the team. You don't fully understand how it's meant to operate in certain situations, whereas Yip will, he'll have a really good understanding of coming up against this certain core you have to set up like this, and so on and so on. So we'll see if we can adapt a little bit better going into this next game. But we have another Dutch opponent, and they're running a team of Tapu Koko, Arcanine, Celesteela, Garchomp, Porygon 2 and Gigalith. So how do we set up against this team? We've obviously got a Trick Room mode there with the P2 and the Gigalith, my opponent's end. Could go Nihilego. Does threaten the Garchomp, the Arcanine, Tapu Koko. We have to be careful for the Gigalith. I mean, Nihilego, Buzzwole isn't a bad lead here. But do we want the sand? We could get away with just bringing Stoutland, to be honest. But I don't know if I really want to in this game. We definitely need Koko for the Celesteela. And what do we bring as our last Pokemon? Maybe a Rangaroo? Or Gigalith with the Wide Guard could be pretty good. So I think we'll probably automatically lock Gigalith in, which is what we were kind of going for anyway. So I think the Wide Guard could be potentially quite handy later in the game. Especially for things like, going up against the Garchomp if it has got Tectonic Rage and it's burnt that. So we'll lead off with our Ultra Beasts, Nihilego, Buzzwole. We see Porygon 2 and Arcanine hit the field. We see the Porygon 2 get an attack boost. We could just go for a Power Gem. Or we could go Power Gem into the Arcanine, or we could double into the P2 to stop it getting the Trick Room set up, which might be the better option, considering that Gigalith will probably come in on that Arcanine slot. Or we could go Power Gem into the Arcanine, which is pretty obvious. That should pick up the KO there. I think I'll go Sludge Bomb into the P2, and I'll go for the all-out pummeling into it as well, just to try and remove it from the field, because I've got a feeling that a -1 probably won't pick up the KO onto it. But we see Tapu Koko come in, which is going to take a Sludge Bomb, which is fine, because that'll mean Nihilego should be able to pick up the KO here. Arcanine just protects, so we're going to waste our Z move, which is a bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world, because Nihilego now will get a Beast Boost. But I guess at least we're getting some chip onto the Arcanine, because it definitely will be in Power Gem range this next turn. But we do lose our ability to use Focus Blast as long as there is threats on the field that could potentially hit us and break the focus. We see Garchomp come out now, for my opponent. We've got to kind of hope that this is hidden part ice, which I presume it to be. So we'll go for that hidden part ice. And let's bring in Tapu Koko. The only issue doing this is that the Garchomp could be Scarfed. But then if it is, it's going to have to... I think my opponent has to switch in the Porygon too. Because the Arcanine doesn't want to sit next to an Earthquake. There's always a chance as well that the Garchomp could protect the Arcanine, go for Bulldoze. That's also an option that looks increasingly likely right now. So just a Flamethrower. Okay. Tapu Koko's quite happy to take that. We know that Garchomp isn't Scarfed now, so we can go for that hidden part ice. It should be enough to pick up the KO, and we can just go for a T-Bolt into Arcanine. Because under the electric terrain with the choice specs, we should be able to pick up a double KO here as long as nothing switches out. But we see the Garchomp switch for the P2. It's going to get a download boost again in attack. Do get the hidden power off. And the T-Bolt, as I say, it should pick up the kill onto the Arcanine. It should. Ooh, not quite. But we do luckily get the paralysis onto it. And proc a Citrus Berry. And we see a Snarl come out from the Arcanine here. Okay. So you've got to imagine the Porygon 2 goes for a Trick Room now. I'm going to double into it with a Sludge Bomb and just a Volt Switch, and we'll try and get... we can't Volt Switch, can we? Can T-Bolt into it though. We can still double into it. Arcanine protecting. And then if the Trick Room does go up, we've still got to switch into Gigalith this next turn. So we'll get the Sludge Bomb off. And pick up the Poison. I don't think the T-Bolt's going to be enough to pick up the kill from here. No chance. Not after the Snarl. So we do see the Trick Room set up from my opponent. So what I'm going to do is switch in Buzzwole, and I'm going to switch in, just pull a double switch here. Tapu Koko for Gigalith, Nihiliga for Buzzwole. And B2 is probably going to recover here, I'd imagine. And Arcanine probably more likely to go for a Flamethrower into that Tapu Koko slot, which is now the Gigalith. So as long as they don't pick up a burn, we should be alright going forward. And there's the recover and the P2. And there's the Flamethrower into the Giga slot. Okay. But activating that eject button, which is not doing us any favours here. I guess we bring in the Nihiliga here. Okay, my phone's going crazy. So I think now I switch the Buzzwole out into the Gigalith again. Kind of want to Hidden Power Ice into the Arcanine because I really expect the Garchomp to come in on that slot. But I don't know whether my opponent just wants to let it go down or not anyway. I mean, there's no harm in doing it because the Arcanine's not putting too much pressure on our Nihilego right now. And the Gigalith is going to be able to kind of clean up the Arcanine the next turn. We just see her recover. The Arcanine's going to stay in. And I guess by doing this as well, we'll waste some Trick Room turns for my opponent. So keeping the Arcanine on the field, not allowing that Garchomp to come in until the Trick Room's ended, which is the kind of position we want Nihilego to be in, I guess. And we can just concentrate now on the P2. And let's go for a Rock Slide and a Sludge Bomb into that slot. So Rock Slide should pick up the KO onto the Arcanine. And then we've got every chance that we might be able to flinch this Porygon too as well. So there's a Rock Slide. Does hit both targets. Doing decent damage to both Pokemon here. So the flinch here would be extremely good. Even though we've just critted, so that's huge. But we just see an Ice Beam come out from the P2 into the Nihilego. I guess fishing for that freeze. And, well, if the Trick Room doesn't go down this next turn, oh, the P2 goes down to poison damage regardless, so that's fine. And then we've just got the Garchomp to deal with, so it's looking like we might be able to pick up a win here, but you can never say never in these sort of situations. We've still got one turn of Trick Room to get through. I'm going to go for a Rock Slide into Garchomp, and I'm going to just preserve Nihilego, just bring in Buzzwole, because if we say Tectonic Rage into that slot, if we protected this situation, the Tech Rage will pick up the KO and we lose Nihilego, whereas Buzzwole will be able to take it quite easily. So we'll just Rock Slide to Garchomp, get some residual damage off. We might just see an Earthquake though, which we do. Doing decent damage onto the Gigalith, but this next turn what we can do is try and get that Focus Blast off with Buzzwole. Dimensions do turn back to normal. Let's go for the Wide Guard and let's go for a Focus Blast into Garchomp and let's see what the damage is like. So Buzzwole tightening its focus, Garchomp protecting, of course. Spoiling our friend Garchomp. Focus Blast straight into that Protect. But the thing is, if the Garchomp hasn't got any single target attacks, we can still just go for the Focus Blast and we should be able to just get it off. So we'll try it once more. Go for that Wide Guard, tighten our focus. And see what this Garchomp goes for. Dragon Claw, so yeah, into the Buzzwole here. Okay, so I'm just going to Wide Guard again, and this time I'm not going to faff around, I'm just bringing Coco. As if a Dragon Claw comes in on that slot again, then Coco will be able to take it. We're in no risk of taking an Earthquake from this position. And we can just go for a Dazzling Gleam now. And that should pick up the KO spec, so I'd imagine single target on Garchomp. Just Wide Guard again with Gigalith, no reason not to in this situation. Get the Dazzling Gleam off. Just shy of the KO there, and we see Poison Jab. So this is probably more likely to be an Assault Vest Garchomp. Just misses out on the KO there. And then we can go for that Dazzling Gleam, which will pick up the KO. And very good game to my opponent. So yep, we have won 1-1 at the minute. We need to finish positive. I know you said win once and then good time for me, but I feel like I need to finish positive to earn that mantle of your respect. But the team has been a lot of fun playing it so far. So we'll have one more game. It might be a bit of a longer episode than usual, but there's no harm in that. It's a great team. So good game to my opponent, and we will move on to our next opponent as soon as we can. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to find someone. It's been taking a little bit longer than I kind of anticipated before now. So don't want to save that one. And let's go into our next match. And guys, as well, for future QR code series, teams and things that you'd like to see featured, just let me know in the comment section below if there's teams, there's QR code teams, there's calls, or just specific Pokemon that you want to see featured, because I am quite happy to play anything you guys want to see in this little side series that we have on the channel. I do think it's a lot of fun, and it was kind of set up to help us kind of look at more wider Pokemon that aren't used so commonly, so it's perfect for that sort of thing. If there's Pokemon that you have a real liking for that you want to see played, then do let us know, and I will make sure that it is featured on this series. But we have our next opponent, Mr. Frederico, and they are running a team of Kartana, Tapu Koko, Tapu Fini, Arcanine, Garchomp, and Mandibuzz. So we've obviously got a Tailwind mode in there, probably with the Mandibuzz supporting the things like Garchomp, Kartana, Tapu Fini. So Trick Room here is going to be really good if we can get it off. But you've got to imagine that the Mandibuzz probably has Taunt, so it's not going to be as easy as said as done. We could lead Stoutland here, but Stoutland Gigalith maybe. Now Tapu Koko is going to be good regardless, I think, just with the specs, and Nihilego probably is going to be also good as a lead. Then we could go Oranguru and Gigalith, I guess, in the back, but then it does leave us a bit short of answers to Garchomp, but we're running out of time, so we'll have to just lock in with our initial thoughts, and hopefully we have enough to kind of deal with everything. Obviously, if the Tailwind does go up on my opponent's end of the field, we're going to have to try and get Oranguru in, get the Trick Room up, which is just an obvious thing. I'm just rambling here. I'm just trying to think of ways around how we're going to get around this team. So we see Kartana Garchomp lead for my opponent. Okay. So options. We could T-Bolt into the Kartana. Might be Sash though, and it would be able to get an attack off into the Nihilego. Is the Garchomp Scarfed? Very much doubt it. And a T-Bolt should take down the Kartana from a Specs Koko, so we'll go for that. And I'll go for the Hidden Part Ice. It's pretty straightforward, but yeah, if it's not Sash Kartana, we should be fine. It is. Oh dear. There's a Leaf Blade. Should take this, which we do. Hidden Power, Life Orbed into the Garchomp. Should take it out, which it does. Okay, so that's perfect. I mean, 1 for 1 there. That's fine. We're going to go down to Life Orb Recoil here, but don't mind that too much. So I'm going to bring in Oranguru now. We'll see how my opponent adjusts to this. But one of the biggest threats to... I guess the problem here is the Oranguru taking a Gigavolt Havoc potentially from the opposing Koko. But I would have said it was more likely that the Garchomp have the Z move rather than the Tapu Koko. Might have Taunt. It could also be an option on it. But we'll go for the T-Bolt into the Kartana regardless, because that will pick up the KO there. And I think we will go for a Trick Room with Oranguru. Kartana just protecting. And there's just a Dazzling Gleam from Tapu Koko. which I don't really mind too much at all. You see it is life orbed. And we are going to get the Trick Room up with Oranguru, which is good. So what I'll do is switch in Gigalith, Tapu Koko, and I'm just going to go for a Psychic into the Kartana, make sure that we do take it out so it's not getting a Leaf Blade off or anything else off into the Gigalith, which it does threaten quite heavily at the moment. We might just see it switch out, but it might just stick around for my opponent and bring something fresh in the following turn. So there's Giggles coming in, getting that Sandstorm up. We get the Psychic off into Kartana, and let's see what this Tapu Koko goes for. Is a Thunderbolt this time. It's into the Oranguru, but we do take it. Thanks to Oranguru's amazing bulk. And my opponent down to his last 2 Pokemon, so what is it going to be? If it's the Arcanine, it's fine. And it is the Arcanine. So we've got the Instruct, Rock Slide. We've got Instruct Earthquake as well that we could utilise. Which I'm kind of tempted just to go for, really. Instruct Earthquake. We've got Telepathy on Oranguru. It's a bit more reliable than Rock Slide, which can miss. So we'll go for that Instruct Earthquake. And my opponent just forfeits. So we do take the game there. And very good game to my opponent. And yep, I want a tweet of appreciation because I have come out victorious in 2 games out of 3, so it's not too bad, but we've had a lot of fun with the team, so thanks again, mate, for putting the tweet out and offering us to play the QR Code team on the series this week. It's been a lot of fun. Just a big shout out. I will obviously link Yip's all his social handles and things like that in the description below if you guys want to go and follow him, because he does play, he is active within the circuit, and he is coming up with these crazy, really cool teams. Very frequently is known for these innovative ideas and things like that, so do keep an eye on him, because I'm sure this will not be the last very cool team that he produces and has some good results with. So we'll wrap things up there, guys. If you've enjoyed today's episode, as always, leave a like on the video. It does really help the channel out. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, do hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our daily content from our School of Hard Knocks, which is our VGC centric series. We've got our QR Code series, which is this one. We've got a Battle Spot double series. It's just taking a little break at the moment, which will be back soon. Best of 3 Battler, again, we'll be back with that next week. And we have our live streams once a week on a Thursday over on our Twitch channel that we've started recently. So we have a lot going on, and all in an aim to kind of get a bit more in-depth, wider view of Pokemon VGC and help those newer players kind of coming into the competition, just to foot in and give them a bit of help getting in amongst the competitive scene, as well as helping out you guys that are already there. And if I can pass any knowledge down at all that I've got from my years of playing, then that would be the aim as well. But we'll not go on about that, guys. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. We'll be back with the stream tomorrow and then a School of Hard Knocks episode on Friday, so I'll see you all then. And for all of you attending the stream, I'll see you guys tomorrow evening at 8 PM. So thanks as always, guys. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're taking care of yourselves. It's been a pleasure as always, and I will see you next time. So until then, guys, take care and bye bye.